The worst kind of overwhelm is the overwhelm we feel when we're lost. When we're lost at different stages of our lives, whether we're growing up, whether we're in relationships, or even as we're focused on work and wealth. Overwhelm is overwhelming in itself. But what if I could tell you there's a solution? See, solutions exist, and it starts with really, really important things, like knowing what's important to you. Visualizing the success that you really want. But here's the thing. When you're growing up and you're starting out, the overwhelmed feeling is, first of all, you feel alone. Everybody starts out feeling alone. I don't care who you are. There's been a moment in your life where you felt like you're in this by yourself. It's never true. It's rarely true. But the key is identifying what really that lost feeling can do for you. See, if we really search that overwhelm, we can actually find what we're aiming for. I remember the overwhelm of feeling like I was lost for the first 5 to 7 years after high school, right? You go to high school, you go to college, and you feel like you're constantly behind. I felt like I was constantly behind. I don't know if you felt that way, but most people feel like they're just at the wrong place at the wrong time. It's funny because today, all I tell people is you are right where you're supposed to be. I wish I was telling myself that then, because I remember having it all figured out, working at the Attorney General's office, feeling like I was in a really good spot, and then not having a job in 6 months. And looking for a career change, calling everybody I knew to say, hey, what do you know that exists out there? How can I find this? And every night feeling a little bit like a failure, like I was supposed to have this figured out. How are you so lost at this stage of your life and not knowing where you're supposed to be when you've had this all figured out since you were such a young kid? It's very, very overwhelming. Feeling lost and alone is something we've all felt. Then watching it unfold though. Watching it unfold, knowing that I was at the very exact place I was supposed to be. Learning the very lessons I needed to learn in those moments. See, you always have that type of thing happen when you least expect it. I remember being on the phone with one of my aunts and saying, I just don't know what I'm gonna do. And she said, I think you should do this, Scott. You'd be a great financial advisor. You're already helping people in these areas. You love to educate. You're a great connector. My circle was building me up and helping me out of the overwhelmed feeling. I wasn't alone at all. I was surrounded by great people. But the worst type of overwhelm sometimes is when you're young and you haven't figured that out yet. You don't have the wisdom and knowledge to know that you gotta go above you. You gotta go to an age group above you. You have to go to the people that surround you, that love you, that want you to succeed, and listen. Truly listen. Not just hear them, but listen to their words, their meaning, their empathy. And all of a sudden you don't feel alone. Same thing applies in relationships, right? In relationships, the worst kind of overwhelm is feeling like you're ready to move to the next stage of your life. Maybe start a family, maybe have a partner that you're gonna move into the future with and have children or whatever it is that you've seen, and it's not happening. It feels super overwhelming. It actually feels like some of the loneliest times of your life because you want it so bad, but it's just not happening. I talk to so many people that tell me, I just can't meet the right person. And now they can't control everything, but we do often talk about what they can control. So the overwhelm can be overwhelming, yes, but with a plan, they can start to work their way out. What type of person are you looking for? Where is that person located? Is that where you're spending all your time? Or are you spending all your time in these places? What do you see yourself doing in the next 10 years? See, these are all questions I would ask if someone was telling me they can't find that perfect someone and they were overwhelmed. It's qualifying why and then identifying the actionable steps that they can take to potentially put themselves in the right position for success. These are really, really small things, but they are powerful. If you are young and you're ready to meet somebody to settle down and the only places you're going are between 10 o'clock and 2 a.m. in the morning to find that special somebody, yet you're looking for someone who's gonna be a great spouse, great partner, great mother to your children, whatever it may be, right? You might be looking in the wrong spot. I don't know. But these are challenges that you have to figure out for yourself, right? But it starts with feeling that overwhelm and then identifying what you can control and working through some solutions. We actually have a lot of videos that we've done, one in particular where we actually walk you through the process. where we actually walk you through what to do specifically, step by step, when you're feeling overwhelmed. But this is more of an overreaching subject matter. It's really overwhelming, super overwhelming to think that you're behind. And the older you get in your career, the more people feel like this. Nowadays, you watch people on social media, and we always have a tendency to follow the people that are at the height of the career, the height of something, right? You're watching someone that's the best at something, and you're saying, why can't I be them? But you're forgetting all the steps it took to get there, right? See, overwhelm in those moments where you feel like you're behind financially. Like, why don't you have enough to be able to afford these things that your friends are doing? Why haven't you found the right person? Why haven't you found the right career? Why does this job not feel like the right job for you, but you don't know what you really want to do with yourself? I know many 40, 50, and 60-year-olds that still are trying to figure out what they want to be when they grow up. And that it's no problem. It's identifying the steps to help them get there that is the solution. What is it that we can do to help guide ourselves through the overwhelm? What are the things that when we're feeling most lost, we can do? It all starts with the plan. It all starts with visualizing the success you want. And I don't care which stage of those major overwhelm moments you're at, it starts with that plan. If you're growing up and you feel like you're at the wrong place at the wrong time and nothing's working for you, where are you aiming to be? How do you spend more time in those spaces? Who are you surrounding yourself with? What does your family think you should be versus what you think you should be? Where's the disconnect? All these things are important. If you're in a career and you're talking about the financial well-being in your future and where you want to be, start identifying the success. Start creating accountability markers. Start really writing down what you're looking for, and then start taking the steps to get there. And the most important one is your relationships. If you're searching for something more, if you're really in a spot where you feel lost, it's okay. Everybody's been there. You're not alone. In fact, we've all been there, including me. But the reality is this: start identifying what that person or that partner or whatever it is that you're looking for. Maybe it's a work partner, maybe it's a relationship in a different capacity. It doesn't matter. Who is it? What do they do for you? How do they help you? What do you see yourself doing and going into the future? Like, start to paint the picture and create a plan and visualize success, because all the overwhelm in the world can be overcome with the right plan, with the right solution, with the right thought process. And sometimes it just takes time to think it through. But remember, you're not alone. Remember, there's steps you can take as you walk through these processes. And I'll include the video so you can actually click on the link and actually watch a video that walks you through the very steps that will make you stop, pause, reframe, and move through the steps to easily overcome any overwhelm you're feeling. And by the way, this isn't something you just feel when you're 20. It's not something you just feel when you're 30. It's something we feel throughout our entire lives, every single day. I don't care who you are. We all feel it. And it's how we deal with it that really, really shapes our success. Does it debilitate us, or do we use it to overcome? Do we identify a way to create the solution so we're even more successful and have learned and grown from that experience? That's our goal today, to share a little bit more positivity, a little bit more of a solution, and to remind you you're not alone in that. So click on the link and watch the video and actually work your way through the process next. Thanks for joining me.